Welcome to Deconstructing Deviantart with Leaf Blob, the show where we scroll through Deviantart looking for the good, the bad, and the ugly. Wait, that's not quite right, because this episode is a special Deviant edition, where we'll be looking at some Deviants that have requested to get a critique for their gallery. The recipe for critiquing remains the same, with a pinch of cynicism and a spoonful of criticism. Before we get started, let me just apologize for all the usernames that I'm going to say wrong. And with that, let's get started. First up, we have Phobija13. She has been on Deviantart for 6 years and has, wow, 950 deviations. That's quite a lot. Well, let's take a look. First off, I'm going to ignore the featured art, go to the All section, and scroll straight down to our very first piece of art on Deviantart, and we'll start from there. The reason I'm starting at her first piece is so that we can see how her art and style has developed over the years. Maybe we'll learn something together. Her very first piece is a traditional piece, simply titled My Art. It's quite an interesting concept for a picture, but there are some glaring mistakes, such as the arms and legs being a bit too long for a human and the head looking slightly squashed. This is understandable, as she's just starting out. Her next few pieces are also traditional, but now we see her attempting to shade. It's slightly smudgy and messy, but it's a good start. Everyone has to start off somewhere, and the earlier you start, the better you'll get. By scrolling through her gallery, we can see that she uses various mediums and tools, such as coloring pencils, markers, and does both digital and traditional art. I highly recommend for all of you out there to experiment with various mediums and tools. You might find a medium that you really enjoy creating art in. After a while, her anatomy got better, as you can tell by the faces of these characters. Everything is pretty symmetrical, though the lines are pretty choppy. In these few pieces, she uses black to shade, which sorts of makes her art look untidy. I'm not saying that you should not use black to shade, but rather you should make the judgment of when to shade with black. I myself have used black to shade on various occasions, such as in this recent pixel icon. If done right, black shading can make an art piece look phenomenal. An example of black shading done right can often be spotted in comic books or manga. They often use solid black shading to really make the character pop out and become more eye-catching. Often black shading will be solid, so that other colors will not become mixed up and look smudged. I would suggest trying out different shades of the same color to shade, or even a different hue. I would just like to point out that even when a piece of artwork has a darker mood or atmosphere, it does not always mean that you need to use really dark colors like black or grey. Often, correct lighting and shading with a tinge of more somber colors such as dark blue and purple can have the same effect and convey emotion and atmosphere more strongly. A few pieces later, we see that her anatomy has improved quite a bit along with her coloring. And finally, we arrive at these few pieces. It's much cleaner and the anatomy is looking so much more natural than when she first started. I feel that for this user, she's still trying to find her own art style, as she dabbles in all sorts of art styles, which is perfectly fine. Finding an art style that best suits you can take a long time. For this user, I would simply advise to try out different colors when shading, and to just keep drawing what you like drawing. Overall, she's really come far from her first few pieces to now, so good on you. That concludes the video for today. Poke the like button and I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to never stop creating. Bye!